There's nothing that can help you understand your beliefs more than trying to explain them to an inquisitive child, said Frank A. Clark. Hello, hi, and welcome to Meaningful Mondays with me, Rashmi Shetty, a space where I share my life lessons. And today's is where these inquisitive children made sure that I understand a beautiful life lesson. I teach Bhagavad Gita chanting to children from the age group of 6 to 10. And this was a batch of 9, 10-year-olds who were put together, about 16 of them. When the summer holidays began, these virtual classes also began. And these children joined. There were about 16 of them, and I was so sure that by the time the holidays are done, most of them would have dropped out. It's more than a month and school has begun, but none of them have dropped out. And what I realized was the reason was one of the games that we play. It's a game for them, but it's a huge game changer for me. I wasn't sure how to get children to understand that in Sanskrit, a k to a k, a g to a g, a ch to a ch makes a big difference when you're chanting. When I was individually trying to correct them, because by the time I finish the session for them, it's about 1.5 hours. It's just one verse that they learn to chant and in one class. But the amount of time that goes in correcting each one of them became a huge task. So I was thinking how to make it fun because they all need to pay attention while the rest are reciting so that they correct their flaws. And I started this game. I told them, you're going to play a game. Whoever comes first to class gets to recite first. Then on, as I give feedback, those of you who pick feedback that I have missed, you have to recite to say what was wrong. So you have to show the wrong recitation and point out what needs to be right. And that way, whoever does it and picks those flaws that I miss, you get to recite next. And if you have finished recitation and still point out something which I have missed, then in that case you get to nominate anyone because all of them don't know each other. They all met only on the virtual sessions. So I was not too sure whether this would help. I just wanted to make it interesting for them for the 90 minutes that we spent together. But I did not realize that this was going to be a fantastic method to help each one of them. Those kids who had a problem in pronunciation, who did not get it when we were doing the sessions individually, suddenly started getting more conscious about their own pronunciations. Because I remember right at the beginning when this game was announced, one of the boys said, "Ma'am, but isn't it wrong if we start looking at other people's flaws, we would miss out our own?" And I said, no. The idea is when you're pointing out to a flaw, you should know what is right. So it's going to help you get better. And I don't know if that changed it, but the game was a game changer for me because each kid took the onus on himself or herself to start working on their pronunciations. And today, it's such a happy class because none of them find pronunciation tough anymore, since when they point out the flaw in another student, they automatically have to recite what is right. Because if they don't, then that's not considered correct on their side. So they don't get the chance to recite. A small little game, but it changed so much for me. And when I reflect on it, I realize that self-awareness is one of the most beautiful journeys. It can happen at different levels. And at this level, it is one of those primary things that we need to work on. Child or adult, it doesn't matter. What we need to work on is to understand what is right when we point out what is wrong. And once we get the understanding of this, I think there's nothing more beautiful because life is an amazing journey. Stay safe, stay blessed.